we've become this culture where everybody's got to choose sides, right? And they got to start nitpicking, something about somebody's life and start choosing, the Jeremy story, Jeremy and Dustin, maybe they were wrong in this thing, or maybe the school board was wrong, and whatever, la 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 la. And I'm not saying I'm hearing any of that, I haven't, but I know how people react to stories like that. You want to say, well, what did these guys do wrong to the school board? Well, as far as I know, nothing. And I've looked at this case backwards and forward. I know where I was. I was actually on the interstate driving my truck at 10:30 at night whenever my phone started blowing up because I was getting reports from friends around the state about them being arrested in their homes, on a typical Friday football night in Texas. And so I've watched this story unfold. I'm just telling you there is an assault on the part of bureaucratic tyranny, whether it is big government on the federal or state level, whether it is educational tyranny with these school boards, whether it is the city councils that are going against governor's orders and making their people in their community stay masked up. We've seen that happen. Whether it is these mandates that are being enforced. I've seen people sitting in school board meetings or city council meetings getting escorted out by law enforcement because they refused to wear a mask while they were seated. We've seen videos of this. These are just things we're talking about in Texas. This medical tyranny, educational tyranny, the judicial tyranny, all of this nonsense, the fact that everything has to be solved with lawsuits like this is absolutely asinine at this point in time. But this is where we've become. This is where we've come to, folks. So I want to encourage you, help them as you see fit. Help Jeremy and Dustin. Help them do this. We've got to hold these folks accountable. They've come to a point where they're untouchable. They say what they want to say. They do what they want to do. They've got law enforcement at their own behest and disposal to do with you whatever they want to do. And they're going to, try to destroy your reputation. And it consumes your life, folks. But we're all in this thing together. And what Jeremy said is absolutely right. What he said is absolutely right. It's not for them. This is not a thing for them. They're doing this for you as well. So Chris sent me this over the break. Boy, this is always fun. Because, again, I'm going to talk about this book in overtime this week right here, this Too Bright to See. We're going to have a little storybook time for our little 20-minute segment with in overtime. It's a children's book. This is in the state of Texas. This was on display. This was a should-read book that was on display at the public library in Willis, Texas. And when I heard about the contents of it, I said, there's no way this is truly being perpetrated and perpetuated out there in the public in one of the most conservative counties in the state of Texas, Montgomery County, Texas, place where I spend a large amount of my time right down there with the good folks in Montgomery County. There's no way they're pushing this book. So you know what I did, Chris? I jumped on and I ordered two of them. I said, I hate to support this author, but I ordered one for myself and somebody else that's an influencer that I knew could get the word out. And I said, so, I read this book. I read pretty fast. I read this book over 30 minutes. I read the entire book in 30 minutes. And I dog-eared it for you because I thought there's no way this book says what my friend Sarah Rainey, who brought it before their school board and their city council, said there's no way that book says the things that you're saying it says. It does. Overtime, we're going to expose it to you because that's where I want to do it. You know why? You know why, Chris? Because if I do this thing on our show, they're going to shut us down.